Alright, let's get back down to business.
So,
To defeat the frogs.
I'm curious. I know First Soldier came out a bit before Ever Crisis. Was this always the plan, or is this partially a result of First Soldier getting canned?
The story was supposed to be narrated regardless. It's just a matter of that, this is the story that we were supposed to get in the First Soldier in between sessions of, the Fortnite Battle Royale stages, but instead was relocated here.
How
But the story
ironic.
was envisioned years ago. And again, touches all the places of the compilation, so why not?
So I guess in a sense that makes Ever Crisis this main game story.
Basically, it's one of the selling points. Like I said, it's one of the reasons I wanted to record this, basically.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Anyway, this section lets you start immediately with the dungeon. La Paina Coast, as it's called. The gimmick of this is that some of these bridges are unstable and such. You're not supposed to actually get there. So it's sort of a fake out in terms of... the other gimmick is that those branches that you see on the ground automatically trigger, a random encounter, meaning that sometimes you can avoid them, other times you're forced to pass through them.
I guess our brave and loyal Shinra soldiers don't know how to swim.
It's more of a case where they prefer to stay on the ground.
I guess.
To be fair, none of them mentioned that, so for all you know, you're right, Jova. It's just that, I don't know.
Like, I mean, because the water doesn't look that deep. But I digress.
No, to be fair, it is a coast after all. It's just that I guess they don't want to get, despite the climate, wet. I don't know.
I guess my best thing I'd go with is they're afraid of potential wildlife in the water given what they've encountered already.
Look, someone's playing Lethal Company.
Yeah.
Neat. That game's
Hope they're having fun.
That game's been getting up there in popularity a bit.
It's basically the more recent Among Us, for lack of a better term, because, it's very popular for streaming sessions and groups.
Mm-hmm.
Also with content warning now, too.
Mm-hmm. Especially because I can imagine with between the horror and the way color balance and, lighting is used, I can imagine, it can be very chaotic.
I'm guessing you're using the laptop touchpad with this, given that
No, it's my mouse. OBS allows me the option to hide my cursor.
Oh, yeah, that's cool, I was wondering if you were using
Jova,
either the touchpad on the laptop or, a legit mouse.
Jova, I do not use laptops. I'm fossilized old schooly mentality. My PCs tends to be these beefy, weird, cases.
Okay, Pops.
More than anything, also they're easy to also modify. So if I ever had to upgrade this one, I would just need to actually, take out pieces and put them back again. A laptop is basically a one-trick pony.
That is a fair point. It is possible to modify a laptop, but I think in those cases you either need to...
You might as well spend money to buy a new one.
It's a lot more finicky than with a PC, surprisingly.
That is a cool looking gun.
Yeah, well, the gun, like I mentioned, the gun model stays the same. It's the blade, but it's not a dagger. It's actually a blade, but that's the one that changed. Like I said, the weapon design for these, because these are completely new weapons. They were not present in any capacity in any other games, and they do genuinely look cool. Particularly, I will take the time to showcase in the upcoming parts of different models. Like I said, the games allow you to use the skin of a weapon even if you don't have it.
I hate it when the garbage, I hate it when the garbage party's up. Reminds me too much of us. What does that mean?
She's talking about the mobs.
The encounter, and it's a bit of celebration. Then we're probably in for a good fight. Don't let your guard down.
Also,
while not exactly having the same identical personality, think of Glenn as a more PG-13 version of the protagonist of Stranger of Paradise.
He even
Jack.
looks a bit like him. Also, one thing I dig about... Oh.
Well, whatever.
Again?
Do your worst.
But yeah,
basically, this dungeon for this part of the story does not have a boss fight, but more of a small horde, or than anything, to represent that with the armor weld.
Glenn, we won't last at this rate. We'll expend our recovery measures before long.
I don't know, I'm pretty sure we're doing fine. Whatever.
Pretend like we're under-leveled.
It's not like we're fighting behemoths. These guys are nothing.
Yeah, what Glenn said, we're pretty much breezing through them.
Let's get this over with. Also, we noticed a bit of a dissonance. In some cases, the characters are supposed to have the alternate outfits from Shinra, but in their portraits, they will have the traditional, Shinra Grunt uniform. I don't know what happened. Bit of miscommunication, which gives me... Actually, no, I use the next fight to talk about it, because there's a bit of an important story coming up.
Oh snap, we're surrounded.
Oh. Len, seriously? This is no good.
That is no good.
I don't know. I know, Lucia.
That's no good.
We've been speaking through trailer lingo for this entire run so far.
Damn, two Sonic memes in like 2 minutes.
Quit acting like a mindless worm. Use your brain a little.
But we're gonna push things out.
We need more Sonic references.
Dog. A dog? That's no monster, right?
How big is it?
That it's. Hey, come here, boy. Stamp, you're on our side.
It depends. It depends what games you play.
Not just that, the remake and rebirth makes a point to mention that regular animals are not monsters because they're not being tainted by Mako. Monsters
Oh,
are
right,
basically
something like that.
creatures that have been actually properly corrupted by it.
Now explain the dog in Lightning Returns, then.
Jova, I said dog, not monster. Lucia, give me your gun.
Aww.
We'll take it down and use it as a distraction.
Leave him alone, and don't touch the queen.
That's the name of her gun, by the way.
You named your gun the
I'm
Queen.
I need to start playing Steam while Taylor's recording so I can cameo in these parts. You know what? I'm gonna just for extra laws. I'm gonna be playing PP Dorm Manager while Taylor records.
Why not Honey Pop?
It's an hentai game, sure.
You told me about it.
Yeah.
The mighty frog monsters afraid by a dog.
They know the pecking order.
Follow the dog!
Who the?
Just run!
Just
Also, creepers in Minecraft are afraid of cats, so...
there's no end to them.
How many times did I tell you?
Keep after the dog. Also, the dog in 13 was not a monster, he was a victim.
I
Don't
suppose.
Don't worry, Shiro. Torgo from Final Fantasy 16 makes up for all of it.
I'm surprised there's
Hey,
not.
Stamp.
I'm surprised there's not a mod to save that poor thing yet.
Hey, you already saved us.
Implying that it can be saved.
Damn.
You're not safe yet. The whole coast is Balwar territory. It's dangerous near the ocean.
Balar,
That's what
that's
they're-
certainly a name.
That's what the frog monsters are called. Balwar.
You fought a bunch of them already, those guys.
Sounds like a
Oh,
new.
let me guess. They're behind me, aren't they?
Yes.
Well, here we go again. I want to take this time to say one thing I really dig about Matt is that he does something unique. I don't think we've ever seen a Final Fantasy character dual wield a gun and a blade at the same time before in battle.
Like I said, once again, I can imagine Nomura being a huge fan of Metal Gear wanted to take a page of that type of combat strategy. which is also reflected in what this particular mission is a parallel of, but it would be more apparent later, so I will elaborate another time.
I can kind of get the mentality. It's like the past version of the characters in Final Fantasy VIII, where they fight with more pragmatic and realistic weaponry and fighting tactics, as opposed to the characters of the present who fight more mystically and all of that.
As Matt says, the kid is a Rhadoran, so I can imagine he won't be happy to see Shinra people.
We might be running straight into a pit of spears. Pit full of spears or acid.
Acid in spears or spears in acid?
Maybe both.
Both.
There are worse things. I'll accept the risk.
I guess he's
Do we at least have a swan boat to go over the acid lake?
Yeah, Glenn is very much like Fred from Neo Twill.
Yeah. Well, like he said, there are worse things than spears and acid.
Like an orchard, for example.
Right, a nice orchard. It looks like he had a rough time.
I also really dig this portrait of the kid. It will tell us his name soon enough.
Mm-hmm.
Bob.
That damn frog really seemed to like us.
You're safe here. Most monsters on the island can't stand the smell of this fruit.
Cool, repellent.
Basically, yes. It's a mini ecosystem. They will even explain about why it's like that.
I've never seen these before. Are they the product of a mutation?
How dare you?
What? Like, doesn't mean it's a bad thing.
He's speaking in Shinra term.
I don't know, but they only grow around these parts.
Do they now?
Hey, you lied to us.
No, I said most monsters. No.
What a
Fucking
wonderful
specific,
specification.
Yeah.
Well, you should have been paying more attention then, shouldn't you?
Anyway, oh, come on, focus.
Focus.
Right back at ya.
It's not a
Yeah,
competition,
like,
you guys.
Also, how the hell did
Well, it is now.
How the hell did some Rangdas from Wutai got here?
Huh. Somebody's introducing invasive species, it would seem.
Import, export?
Like the grass strike, makes more sense to be here because it's a bit more common around the place, like on Mountain Eagle. But no, these guys are the Ranga, no. But anyway, let me use this time to talk about something that I didn't mention about the character design specifically for this game. While obviously originally by the Nomura, the actual illustrations are done by a woman called Lisa Fujise, who has worked mostly only for the Chocobo Racing recent game on Square. And I can say that she's done a very great job, not only, imitating Nomura's style, but also being, very personal about it.
Interesting.
I can tell that Nomura is leaving a lot of pupils behind,
That's the
just
one
in case
monster.
one of them fails.
Basically.
Stand the smell. It lives here to avoid predators. It must have thought you three were a threat.
Nah, I
I mean, by
can't
the way that you're
imagine
dressed.
Okay.
They can't stand coats.
I'm clipping through my hood.
Here, have some fruit. It at least keeps some monsters at bay. It's like repelling Pokemon. Wait, what's Pokemon?
why. You mean Pow World, right?
I'm trying to think if Square ever had a mon capturing game like this with
I
Pokemon,
feel
but
like
I don't think so.
Wait,
yeah,
were they
well,
the
the
ones?
Final Fantasy tale.
I guess, yeah.
Were they also the
Came
ones
this far
behind?
only to find one kid?
Okay, were they also the ones behind Spectrobes?
No, I don't think so.
We should be wary, as people may be hiding nearby, waiting to ambush us.
I mean, catching monsters in World of Final Fantasy is one of the primary, if not the primary mechanic. So.
Also, I guess the Dragon Quest monsters.
Oh yeah, that one.
Doesn't seem like he can fight.
He could be a decoy, or an intelligence agent. The enemy is getting clever using child soldiers.
don't think he's a bad kid.
Yeah. That's what they all thought about Eli back in Metal Gear Solid 5.
What's a Metal Gear Solid 5?
Also, trust me, this is going somewhere. Yeah, my entire being, honestly.
If that's the case, I'll trust in it. Your hunches have saved us in the past. Against
Glenn is the
all
spy. I
logic.
mean, look at
Again,
it.
despite everything,
Got a
there's
shitty grin.
this also showcases a bit of a friendship and the fact that Matt still respects Glenn as a leader.
Yeah,
of
like,
the team.
Matt's logical, but he's not obnoxious about it. Oh,
Grr.
break time's over.
Yeah, grr. This guy again. Matt, we'll talk about this later.
Yeah, I definitely prefer...
Cutscene fight.
Yeah, I definitely prefer their custom outfits.
So, yeah, like I said, they were created specifically to promote the idea of the character in this game having, alternate costumes, and they will get also some of them between regular, normal banners and specific events, and I'll be showcasing some of them. Like I said, they get some really cool ones. Trust me.
Like, the fact that these sprites show up during the story does suggest that these could be canonically what they wear for this segment, too. I guess
Yes, that's what is also I choose to let them wear, If the story showcases them wearing them, I try to match what they are wearing.
Mm-hmm.
And look at it, Lucia immediately goes back petting the dog.
Regardless of who he is,
Priorities.
I hope you remember how to act and what to say so we can carry out our mission, your leadership. It's definitely got that formula where, okay, story battle, battle.
Because again, remember, this is a gacha, so it has mission structure kind of like this, even for the story mode. Yeah, I hear you. Don't do anything rash. Just back up my story, okay?
As long as it's kept straight.
Can we keep the dog?
Well, the initial CG showcased the dog barking, so that hit the spot. Thanks, I was parched.
I'm glad. Have as much as you like.
We're lucky it keeps away the Balor. Balor. Sounds like Balin, but noir.
Yes, they're dangerous and breed quickly. This orchid might be what maintains the balance of all living things on the island.
We're now picturing those monsters fucking like rabbits. Thanks,
Yeah,
game.
like, holy cow.
Your dog is adorable. What's its name?
Charles.
I mean, sure.
Be funny if we actually get to name the dog.
No. The boy actually has given him
This is Refu.
Rifu.
Ref, I think.
Ruff!
Thanks, Coob.
And I'm...
Sorry, we had to postpone that.
Oh.
Because we have a boss fight.
Rude.
Something's coming. I never came across any monster that's this loud. Yes, that's his name.
That is an
Something's
incredibly long name, sir.
Loud is an understatement. I thought monsters were supposed to keep their distance from this place.
coming.
They felt quirky
The
today.
world is made of exceptions. Old Rhadore saying.
Feels
great,
like
now
we're
we're
getting
Star
nothing
Trekking.
but the exceptions. Who would disturb this cherry blossom paradise?
It's a big boudoir.
My God, something out of a CG movie in 2004.
Alright, here's the thing, the Boudoir King specifically. Yeah, the Boudoirs tend to have a theming after chess pieces, don't ask. But in this case it's the king. So he is also showcasing something. Normally the regular fight in this would be over very quickly because I'm taking over level by the time I was re-recording this for the sake of having a cleaner quality. But the cool thing is that each chapter allows you to have potentially a rematch against that chapter's boss on a higher difficulty for extra rewards. So since I'm roughly around the same age, let's have that to also have, a bit more showcasing. And also to showcase, if I can, also the limit breaks of the characters, at least some.
Okay, then.
Let me also use this time to check specifically if the composers were the same or not to be remake. Maybe.
I wonder if First Soldier
Yes,
had been successful, if we'd have gotten proper English voice actors for these guys.
Okay, I can tell you that for the trailer of the First Soldier, Lucia had a small couple of lines, which meant that she had an English voice actress. And eventually, I can tell you that for our material, Glenn is actually voiced by Ben Diskin.
Interesting.
So there is that. It's interesting to note how Ben Diskin, has probably because time is taking still the toll, and cannot do that much anymore. These days, he's been more cast for more, leveled roles when it comes to his voice performance, rather than just keep doing the #1 voice. Because basically, I grew up with Rogue Galaxy, and he voices a particular character in it where he just does his #1, voice impression. So there is that. I'm not showcasing that much, but basically you can recruit the summons after you beat them in the story. They basically unlock a certain point. I will showcase the fight against them, the ones that haven't appeared yet as they go on, and then they have their own set of sphere grid equivalent that you can unlock, and after that you can actually use them. So I'll be sure to showcase them as the game goes on.
Okay, then.
Let me see. There we go. Okay, no, IMDb only credits Nobu Ematsu for the original themes that have been remixed, as in, the original ones, the original creator for the original ones. So, I don't know, maybe I'll try to check somewhere in between parts. Also, I didn't mention that much, I might as well use this time to do it. You may notice those little symbols that are on near some of the abilities, like a pyramid, like in this case. They are created for the ones on the weapons. They are basically there already to begin with, but the ones for the materia, basically the free abilities, the most to the right, from center to right, they are created when you actually synthesize the materia properly. When it comes to create it. So a good strategy is for you to try to create material with different combinations, so the game will actually try to detect which is the best one that you can equip if the enemy uses a strategy that requires those kind of sigils.
That's a finisher. That's a war crime.
Don't worry, it's just a monster.
It's a monster, they don't have any souls.
Except in this universe, they literally do. They're part of the planet.
Well, now they can help the live stream when it needs to save the planet later.
Ew.
Damn, you survived. Thank you. You saved our lives. This never happened before. It must be the flow of mana.
Would you say it's a
Wrong
legend of
franchise,
mana?
boy.
Huh.
Or like a secret of it.
Or a
I should be
trial?
thanking you. If you and your doggo hadn't showed up, we'd still be on the coast. Or all over.
Well, what's wrong with
Brr.
saying doggo?
I don't know. I get that it probably would be more colloquial for Glenn to say, but I don't know.
Would you rather pupper or woofer?
You're all from Shinra, aren't you?
Ouch. Already spotted. That's right.
I hate Shinra.
The place sucks, am I right?
We are emissaries sent by the company to make sure any embers of war that might still be smoldering get put out.
Well, he's technically telling the truth. Peacefully, of course.
I was gonna say.
Now they're lying.
Let's see if the perception check works.
That's wonderful.
If I recall correct, I think that's how it is from these guys' perspective anyway.
And a total lie, right?
Well, damn.
Yeah, I got nothing. But that's basically our cliffhanger for the time being. We'll have to see how that resolves later.
Jenny.
Those who don't know, the director of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy movie. Anyway, that's it for this particular chapter. We'll come back technically to what Glenn and the others will have to do from now later. Well, if I recall correctly, it's already unlocked, but since now we're unlocked also, more chapters of the original game, that's what we're gonna go to the next part. So we'll see what Cloud and Aerith in the next part are actually up to, after escaping Reno.
You know,
See you for that.
Yeah.
Okay,
See ya.
see ya.